Well, howdy there. Welcome back to Spyro 2 Reignited. This time we're going to probably the most boring stage in the game.
I'll admit it. When I was playing through Spyro 2, this kind of came out of left field for me. Like, this game's already feeling like Wonderland on crack, but then you got robot farmers
with robot bugs.
Oh boy.
Robot farms with robot bugs!
If there was ever going to be like a level that gives me Ratchet and Clank-esque vibes, it's this one.
Which is ironic considering the next stage, but whatever.
Oh yeah, I was, like not even this one, but this is definitely the start of it for sure. Because Robotica Farms, like, I'm kind of not. I don't think this level is really that bad. All things considered, like it's definitely not one of the better ones, but I will definitely say it's not the. It's definitely not the most boring or visually unappealing level I've seen throughout the whole game.
I don't like the farm.
Well,
you're not a barn boy, Ikki?
No.
There's a lot going on.
I don't like the bugs. I don't like the rustic charm. I'm a city slicker, for God's sakes.
Well,
I'll agree that from what I've seen in the editing of this, it's a big issue is that some of the areas can start to look a little close to each other. Some of the enemies can only be killed really if you use these spit stones at them, and
you have to spit shit
you have to get around. And especially when it comes around to doing the supercharged segment, the game requires a lot of backtracking back and forth, because it's both linear and not at the same time. If that makes sense.
I know, with input delay, the speedway is really fucking annoying. But anyways, here we have the only enemy in the game that requires, well, aside from the Earth Shapers, the only enemy in the game that requires two things to kill them. You have to charge them to flip them over, and then you use the headbutt to just eviscerate them.
Dang those red bots.
Uh-huh.
So, I guess I'll also ask real quick, since Ikki gave out his opinion real quick. Hi, as a mild-mannered half-bumpkin, what do you think of Robotica Farms?
Half-bumpkin. Oh boy! Honestly, I kind of dig this half-rural, half-metallic aesthetic that this place has going for it. It looks really fun.
I mean, you got the organic browns, the greens, the wide-open pastures, the barn houses, and seesaws.
And that magical crash stuff over there.
Well, I just mean, like, it's kind of an interesting interpretation of figuring out how to fuse, like, the old country folk stuff with all this robotics. It's pretty amusing. I can see how it could be a bit of an issue in terms of, like, identifying, like, you know, unique-looking landmarks from one another, but, I don't seem to have too many reasons to complain so far.
That's fair.
Admittedly, I don't really like the music track for this stage, because I hear, like, this this semi-common, electronic sample in it, and it's so weird. Like, I only hear it in, like, other cartoons or whatever, but I don't know, maybe it's just part of Stuart Copeland's sound library, but it's not one of my favorites.
Yeah, because I mean, the dude's no stranger to doing audio for television work.
Oh yeah.
Not the least of which, as we brought up before, the Amanda Show.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
By the way, what are these rocks we're spitting at them? Like, concentrated honey?
Maybe. You're gunking up their works.
Radioactive honey? They come out of, like, a little tube in the ground, so...
Then I guess they're like either like some sort of like concentrated like ore deposit or some
like
energy charge
beeswax.
Or sap or something. It has to be something tied to the farm. And
yeah, you could just, you know, charge into those grasshopper enemies.
But it's very tight, as you just saw.
Yeah.
So easy up there.
That gem basket hurt me, by the way.
Aw, it hurt my feet.
Well, no, it was the bee enemy over that, like the robot bee right here that stung me.
Oh.
The moment I broke the barrel. And then that happened too.
It has a projectile attack. Jeez, there.
Yeah.
Might want to get yourself some fodder soon.
Mm-hmm. I need me a lamb chop.
Sweat. No sweat.
Lamb chop. Serve me lamb chops.
Apple. Farmer Apple Apple.
Applebee.
And they did.
Neighborhood ribbon did.
And he
Man, I love
Scarecrow.
Applebee's.
You know what that means? Gotta kill him.
This part is
what?
sponsored by Denny's. Also, these bugs have noticeable pig butts, and I don't like that.
Oh.
You think it mocks you?
Yeah, they have pig butts. Like, look at it.
Curses.
Are those pig butts?
Well, they look like them. Like, look.
Like
Well,
with the
let's see.
curly
I mean, they're pretty
tails?
big. I'll give you that, but I don't. Are those actually? Shit, those,
You can
those
see
are,
the crack in it.
Those are pork butts. That's the same kind of delicacy. That's the same kind of shit that they feed cow and chicken on a regular basis.
Holy shit.
I recall.
But yeah.
Alright, after him.
You only have to kill 4 of them, but if you take too long, they'll respawn. Kind of like the Draculets,
so
but
they're
a far lesser pace.
Just keep an eye on them.
Yeah, you just have to get 4 of them.
That's gotta be really indecent, though, to create a fly robot with a pig butt.
Yeah, that's why see, that's why I'm looking at this. I'm like, wait, what? Because I'm thinking like, nice.
There
'Cause
you
I'm thinking
go.
like, they're robots, so someone has to be making these bugs to. And so I just imagine there's like one dude is like just over yonder hill, like. Those farmers are never gonna know what's gonna hit them.
Well then, but Logan, by that logic, how does the world of Roly Poly Oly or Robots the movie work?
God.
Who created them?
God.
You know what? It's sad thinking about it, considering recently I've been on a sort of Mega Man X/Zero binge, and it still cracks me up realizing that the Mavericks that you fight in those games, they used to be standard Reploid fare, like, they chose to be fucking animal robots.
Yeah. Wait.
Yeah.
Wait. They weren't built like animal robots. They chose to be.
They technically have the choice. Like, that's the whole point of a Reploid. They're damn near close. They're pretty. That's by that point they were like the closest they could ever be to actually acting like regular human beings, just as robots, though.
Listen,
so they technically did have a
James.
choice to become like they're. Mavericks and the Maverick in Mega Man X are literally just the Mega Man equivalent to furries.
So what you're trying to
was
say
gonna
to me
I was like,
is-
James, like that's their life choice. We don't judge. And yeah, because in Mega Man X, the Mavericks themselves, they're not like. They weren't programmed to be evil. It literally is just the robot equivalent of, I'm a criminal. I want to do criminal things now.
No, but what I was about to say is, you're telling me
Careful.
that Keiji Inafune, circa 1990, when did Mega Man X come out? 94?
94.
You're telling me that Keiji Inafune, circa 1994, was anti-furry?
No.
Really just now catch up on that, or
No,
I
he said
mean-
just like he said all Reploids, regardless of them being Maverick or
No,
not, are furries.
I don't know, okay, wait. 'cause
Only
that's
the
other thing is
Mavericks tend to be animal-based.
I'm trying.
I mean-
I'm trying to think if there are examples of good. Okay, so off the top of my head, the only Reploids that are humans that I can recall are the ones I've seen are humanoid, or the ones I've seen in Repliforce. Which even then, actually no, technically even then wasn't the Dragoon guy a good guy on Repliforce?
Magma Dragoon.
Oh.
He used to be, but then he turned Maverick.
Okay.
I mean, granted, at the end of the day, it's a matter of, like, they made it clear in certain games where Maverickism can either happen either due to a technical fault or the Sigma virus.
Or,
Maybe something else along those lines. And, Jesus Christ, that is a hot take that robot's wearing.
Reminds me nothing of the Hunt, but hey,
but his
it's like
lantern
that.
is even hotter.
Holy shit.
Farmer John.
That is, I forgot how bright that was.
You can see that straight from, I don't know, a space shuttle or something.
Maybe.
So what was the point of this level
Oh,
again?
no.
You just burn some bugs
Just-
and go to this guy to turn
Yeah,
on a bug
yeah,
zapper
yeah.
they could have just turned on from the get-go?
We never claimed these worlds to be inhabited by intelligent people. That keep
Well, I was about to
just
say,
living.
didn't they explain that the bugs we killed were? Apologies.
Were
Didn't
pests.
they explain that the bugs that they killed pretty much cut off the power to the bug zapper?
Oh, they were jamming it.
Oh,
Okay, so
they
we
were
could wipe
sapping
out the
power from
forces.
it.
Oh,
Okay, because
so we wipe out the
I
forces.
was about to say, it's like, man, I know the stereotype of farmers being stupid, but robot farmers?
Farmer Barleycorn.
Damn, bloodsuckers!
Farmer Billybot.
I don't even have blood.
You know, it's kind of a blessing in disguise that there's never been a Maverick that was a literal hillbilly, as far as I'm aware.
I don't know how they would sell that, James.
We've had Mavericks that look like hillbillies, but
I don't know how they would sell that. Really?
Is there a Maverick with, like, a fucking blunderbuss or a shotgun?
I'm Gunman. I just have
I'm
a gun.
Gunman. Da-da-da-da-da.
isn't Mega Man technically the original Gunman since he literally has a gun for a hand?
Does Gunman
guess,
5
although-
count as a Mega Man boss?
I guess, although I do still like the thing that Matt references from that one college humor video, the Dorkly vid of like, Hi there, I'm Spike Man. Let's do this.
Like Wallman specifically.
Yeah.
Well, no, like, what was the name of that robot master with like the 2 spike hands? With like the
That
electric
was
powers?
Crashman.
Crashman?
Well, there's
not
technically more than one because there's also Needleman.
There's Needleman, there was Spike Man.
There was at least like one Maverick with like electric power. I think it was like Sparkman or like Plugman.
Yeah, Spark Man.
Spark
yeah.
Man.
Yeah, no. He's talking about just Sparkman, the one with the little light bulb, and he like holds his hands up and goes, zzz, and like he would like make a little like light bulb attack or something.
Yeah, it's Sparkman.
Oh, that.
Why doesn't he just take those spikes on his hands and jam them into Mega Man's eyes?
I don't know, for the same reason why Crashman doesn't just poke us with his drill hands, or the fact that Needleman, the only reason why he wasn't more dangerous is because he convinced Mega Man that he wasn't actually made of spikes, he was made of needles, and Mega Man was like,
Needles
oh, okay,
are
I can take
definitely
it.
different than spikes.
And Dr. Light in the background is literally just facepalms like, what's the difference?
And meanwhile,
Where did I go so wrong?
And meanwhile, I want to be the wet towel and talk about how we're technically talking about robot masters and not Mavericks.
That's also true.
Well,
I mean,
regardless,
they're both the
I
Mega Man
love.
series, so it doesn't work out.
Regardless, I love the idea of Dr. Light just sitting there with his head in his hands, like, has science gone too far?
Have I gone too far?
Anyway,
I think-
supercharging.
Yep.
I think science went too far when Dr. Wily made that evil energy.
When he came to make that announcement.
Then again, he also invented a brand new element of the periodic table named basium.
That's right.
I managed to get
forgot
all
that
of
was
them
true.
except for one in one round.
In the last one.
Dr. Wily's a fucking anomaly in himself. He not only makes a new element in the periodic table, he also he also made probably one of the strongest robots in the world that's ended up being a good guy later.
Yeah, base. He's
No.
Oh,
Zero.
Zero, right, Zero. Well, Zero always seemed to be like his ultimate like creation, and he did intend at one point he wanted Zero to destroy everything.
Could you at least wash this thing first, Mr. Farmer Man?
Yeah, there's so much pickle grease on this thing.
Pickle grease
Did,
from a cow pen?
And I forget, did Wily create the Sigma virus?
In a matter of speaking, he made the progenitor of it.
Did Wily
Okay.
make Sigma?
No, that was Dr. Kane. He made
Dr.
Zero,
Kane later.
which
Yeah.
X4 more or less confirmed that Sigma's whole descent into madness was because of his fight with Zero.
Right, because Zero was the person who had the virus in him first, but then it was exposed to Sigma during their first, like when he first happened upon him.
So, who made Sigma?
Dr. Kane.
You know what, Ikki? All these questions could be solved if you actually watched our Mega Man X videos.
No, you're fine. He doesn't have to. He can play the games himself as well. And alright, let's test the Zapper out.
Come and get him!
Ah, green grasshoppers.
Oh boy.
They wouldn't make for good Maverick fodder anyway.
Yeah.
Try the next batch.
No, they wouldn't be Mavericks. They'd be like the little robots in the stage that you fight before you get to the boss.
Come to think of it, I don't think we've ever had a proper grasshopper Maverick in the X series yet.
No, but we've had a
No,
Dragonfly.
I think we had. I think
gonna
yeah,
say,
that's right.
Which is
we had that
weird
cool
because,
Dragonfly
like,
dude.
you were... You were mentioning, like, humanoid Maverick characters. Commander Yanmark is, like, my go-to for, like, a more humanoid, Maverick character.
I guess you're right. And
And now we're taking this full circle as we're heading to Metropolis.
Welcome to our Ratchet
Hey,
and Clank preview, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
Starring back in the Barnyard.
oh.
I mean, I don't know. This doesn't seem all that bad.
Nah.
there's no
what's the
craziness
deal here?
going on yet.
Anyways, here's the primo example when it comes to the Spyro 2 has better voice acting than Spyro 2 Reignited argument.
The ratchet from the farms has got quite out of hand. We need
Just because they decided not to use Microsoft Sam for these robots.
No, it's
No,
because
they had like a
didn't get
beepy
Tom
like,
Kenny to
hello,
go-
I am.
It's because they didn't
Hello.
get Tom Kenny to go like, this is the voice of the robot.
Yeah, basically they
Also,
have
hi Otis.
Bye.
Hi Otis.
yeah, like the robot voices in the original were a little bit more stereotypical by comparison.
Basically, they just asked Tom Kenny, do your Professor Hawk impression again.
That's Professor Hawk.
Shoo-ba-doo-ba-doo-doo.
Oh,
That's
man.
perfect. Effectively, yeah. Effectively, the issue is that the voices were a little more exaggerated and hokey, which is why I agree that it would have been neat if similar with the voice. Honestly,
If
especially
there were
with how
a
Battle for
voice
Bikini,
toggle.
especially. Especially considering, Battle for Bikini Bottom kept all the original voices. It would have been neat if they had an option to use the archived voice clips.
Yeah, but then again, these aren't like the same studios making the remakes, so.
Fair.
Also, I can't tell from the design. Do these cows actually have udders, or do they actually make sure to get rid of them? Okay, they don't.
do not have udders.
I think in the original they have udders.
Well, they're dude cows, so they don't get udders.
Dude cow.
So they should be poles.
Yeah. Also, we got suicidal rocket pigs.
Yeah, I want to say we had nothing to do with that. We just watched it. Spyro's hands are clean.
Yeah.
Did not touch that pig.
Yeah, we did not goad him. He made that choice on his own. Same
forgot
goes
about
for
that. What
those
was that
three.
scene from? When he's like, when his hands like clean.
No, it's from the Shankind episode where it's like,
We didn't do it, Squidward. Our hands are clean.
close up.
Clean. That's it. That was it. Yeah, I remember.
Also, hi Sheldon.
Oh, jeez.
I'm gonna get to the bottom of this.
Wouldn't that be
Wouldn't
the top?
that be the top? It's
I think this is pretty much where Spyro 2 goes peak Alice in Wonderland crack with its ideas.
with the world. I mean, yeah, and again,
No, this is just
and-
Insomniac expressing kind of boredom with like the whole fantasy aspect.
No, I think this still very
This
much
is
falls
fantasy still.
into crack. Because, like, again, you think of an entire metropolis run by robots being invaded by
Farm
space
animals.
barnyard cows. It's like, where the hell do you come up with that nonsense?
especially since they returned to this idea later in Enter the Dragonfly.
And surprisingly enough, the speedway stages in Spyro 3 kind of play with that element with the space.
That's true, yeah.
Were they space sheep?
Yeah.
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 Actually, the space sheep, technically, they were already a thing with Spyro 2. Like, you'll see them later.
Yeah. Also,
It's
if
just
you know
that
what
for
you're
Spyro
doing, this
3,
guy
they
is
just-
utterly fucking pathetic.
Yeah.
That is, if you know what you're doing.
Yep, and just hope you get good RNG with how the bombs are placed.
Yeah.
There you go.
Was the camera still pulled back in the original?
Yes.
I believe so, yeah, so you get a better view of what's going on.
So they managed to do it here, but not for that one mission where we were trying to save the baby turtles.
Nope.
What a pity.
You can say that again, friend.
Sorry, I was thinking back to freaking
Fucking
Neverhood. I was like, what a pity.
What a pity.
Chuck.
I shall call myself Clogdroid, ruler of Metropolis.
Good times. I need to go back to it, but
The funny
My
video
brothers are far too smart to accept him as their leader.
I wish I had a little more faith in myself in that game, in Skull Monkeys, because honestly, because that game is really freaking tough at the worst of times. But
Yeah,
if
but
I
you
were,
can
I
also
could
go
have
to
easily
the,
done that for.
You could also go to just the password screen and just mash buttons until you get something.
if you want,
I mean,
could
is
either-
are the freaking passwords of the game really that brain dead?
Yes.
Wow.
I'll look into it, but I will outright say, like, if I did find, hell, if I found passwords that gave us like more, I'm looking at it right now.
There are passwords that give you 99 lives, or
what I'm
passwords
saying,
that
yeah,
transport you to specific levels with specific
That's what I'm
amounts
saying,
of
yeah.
lives
Oh.
or items.
Right, so I'm looking at them now. Skull Monkeys cheats, yeah, things like this are outright will. Yes, there are cheats that will outright give you a flat out just these will take you to certain worlds.
They'll give you all the swirly cues.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you out there that were expecting us to go a little further with Ratchet and Clank tangents for this level,
The game speaks
Oh,
for
then this
itself.
happened.
My
Whoa.
God.
ow!
Oh boy.
What the hell
Yeah, the
hit-
hitbox lingered.
Oh, right!
Oh boy.
Yeah, for some reason, the tip of the cow's laser blast just...
The whole laser beam. Just
Yeah,
the laser beam was still there. Yeah, so this
I have
gives you-
no words.
The definitive Spyro 2 experience.
The
Yeah,
best
anyway,
Spyro 2
So,
experience.
some of these cheats make no sense. One of the cheats is this one makes Clayman crazy. This one makes Clayman tinted. This one makes him small.
Okay.
Well, I
to be
mean,
fair,
no,
like-
there are segments in the game that make you small.
Oh, hold on. We're coming up to a rather interesting little gimmick right here.
It is a Milwaukee accent inventor droid.
I think this is the first time there was a female one too. But wait for it. For the first time ever in Spyro history.
We got our
an orb.
first Super Flame. Super
Okay, not
Fly.
that. There, we're gonna see it.
Ooh. 2 for the price of 1.
Which makes you pretty much superpowered now.
But now we have Space Sheep.
which look
Maybe
really
we'll Genki.
so.
They,
hop
you know what?
to
They
it.
look like they look like they'd be right at home in Emperor's New Groove.
Now, fortunately, Ikki knows the strategy, which is to stop flying
Just
and just
perch,
use one power up at a time.
Park your ass, get a good vantage point, and just
Forget the combination
survey the
power.
scenery.
Just fire it.
I mean, is it really hard to get them the intended way?
no, it's just
really not.
unnecessary.
I'm also looking at here. Some of these passwords leave me really worried. Like, okay, so first off, one of the cheats removes all the text in the pause menu, and that's it.
Yeah, you know what? I imagine a lot of these are just them just doing random stuff for kicks.
Well, no, that's
One of these cheat codes is called Universe Enema. The hell does that mean, Ikki?
Oh yeah, the Universe Enema is basically the screen nuke.
This
Oh.
is 90s Duck Tanapple. Do you expect any of it to make sense?
Okay.
Yeah, this is
Right.
right off the heels of Earthworm Jim.
But yes, there are. So yes, we could potentially, if you're considering doing that, we could potentially do a live thing.
I mean, I wouldn't mind it. It's just that there's going to be a lot of trial and error involved because
Oh, that does.
As long as
I
we
was
can
about
start the game mashing buttons on the password screen until something comes up, then I'm down for it.
just yeah.
But anyway, what I was about to say is, it's funny that we brought up Neverhood because that reminds me of a conversation that I kind of want your input on, Ikki. So, it's no secret that you really do love, like, the Neverhood universe. We were talking about how, like, if that's the case, then how come you don't show, like, as much appreciation for something like Earthworm Jim, even though they were made by the same guy?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
That's what he was asking about that earlier.
I don't know.
I was.
I guess like the designs or like the sheer absurdity doesn't resonate with me as well.
That's what I was saying.
I brought up the idea that it's probably because Neverhood, by comparison, is a lot more abstract.
It's a lot more abstract and silly, like straight up silly.
Whereas Earthworm Jim does, it is still serious to a point with like its action stuff and whatnot, especially all the sci-fi.
I would definitely say,
things.
within Earthworm Jim's case, the most abstract it ever gets is primarily whenever you're going to Planet Heck.
Well, honestly, like, and to be fair, you say serious, I feel like it's serious with, like, a slight pressing of the tongue against the cheek.
And then there's Earthworm Jim 2 that completely destroys it.
Also, you know what it is? I don't like some of the character designs compared to the Neverhood.
Yeah.
So you don't like evil.
I don't like the design of Evil Cat. I think he just looks
Aw.
terrible.
Psychro?
Psychro, I don't know. He's just a crow and it's psycho.
Well, I just meant if that's the evil guy that you mean.
Yeah.
You talking about, I thought he was talking about
I know
the
he's voiced by Jim
Princess
Cummings in
Slug.
the cartoon.
Yes, I thought he was talking about he didn't like the design for Princess Slug for a butt, which I don't blame him. Queen Slug for a butt, sister to Princess What's Her Face.
Yeah. Princess what's her name?
Doesn't she get crushed to death by a cat in the first game?
Yes.
Yes.
Princess does, yes.
Okay.
Drop, just splat.
Surprisingly, she gets over it by the sequel.
I mean, hey, it's a
Okay,
cartoon.
And for the TV series.
The TV series Princess What's Her Name was definitely a far cry from what she portrayed her. She was portrayed in the games, like the typical damsel in distress in the games. Whereas there, she was a literal pro-activist.
She's just chilling.
Also, if I could just comment on the cartoon, I find it unnecessary. I find it both unnecessary and kind of annoying that, like, what's the name of this fucking dog? Like,
Oh.
what, the stupid
Peter Pup?
The stupid
Oh, Peter
Vulcan
Puppy?
Fuck.
Do not
Peter
like
Pup.
Peter Pup. Okay.
Yeah, that guy.
That's fair. Nobody likes him.
No one likes him.
Like, why does he quote David Lynch's Dune? Why? What the fuck does that have to do with anything?
It's a unique, quirky character trait.
It's
I
using something else as a basis for a joke.
I do not get it either. He's literally in the game. He was literally just a throwaway character in a total of 2 stages in the entirety of the franchise.
Wasn't he a boss fight in a game?
Well, I feel like they probably did that because he's probably the closest thing that Jim has to a fully reoccurring ally.
That was only the case in the N64 game, and even then, there's the gem.
But even then, nobody counts for.
I was about to say that the N64 game, to be fair, was based more on the TV show. That's why Dan was voicing Jim in that.
Correct.
Did it?
Anyway, we hope you enjoyed your stay in Metropolis.
Yep. Do you ever get that bus?
No. He has to draw new batteries for his watch.
You know what? Maybe it'll be faster if I hook.